What's going on, all my new, current, and future rideshare drivers and passengers out there? Welcome to the channel. Before I get started, if this is your first time here and you find the content helpful, entertaining, or otherwise, don't hesitate, don't be shy, smash that subscribe button and click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notified when I come out with new videos. If you want to sign up to become an Uber driver and have a bonus automatically applied, sign up with that link in the description below. If you're an Uber driver and you forgot to do that when you first started driving because, hey, let's face it, you didn't know anybody, you didn't know about it, so you may still be in luck, follow those instructions in the description below and potentially have a bonus retroactively applied today. Now, today's video, guys, I'm actually kind of excited to talk about for the simple fact of Uber and Lyft may potentially, in the future, have to make passengers provide real IDs, which is great, right? And that's something I strongly believe they should have been doing already. And as you can see by the shirt, rule number 1, I know I'm right about that. And if you guys agree with me, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Now, this isn't coming for the simple fact of, you know, driver safety and everything else. This is because mainly of minors out there. And a local lawmaker wants rideshare companies like Uber and Lyft to put more layers of security in place to prevent minors from taking unauthorized rides. Which, like I said, as long as they're providing real IDs and everything, we wouldn't have these issues. Kids would not be able to make accounts and be able to be on the platform, right? Sitting there wasting our time, and then we have to sit there and argue with them or something like that to go ahead and get our cancellation fee. Because believe me, guys, if you're going there to pick somebody up and obviously you can't take them for reasons that are out of your control, that's not your fault. You deserve to be compensated for it. And it says layers of security, so hopefully that also means if they're going to be doing third-party rides, because let's face it, a lot of parents out there order rides for their kids because they're too lazy or, busy, as I like to say, to do what they call parenting and take care of their own kids. Now, this comes after what happened in Orlando with the girl that was able to pick up a ride at like midnight and then ended up committing suicide. That was a very sad story. So this legislation is trying to be put in place because of what happened to her. Pretty much the same thing of this whole pin thing that happened with the chick in South Carolina, I believe it was, when she got into the wrong Uber. So sadly to say, guys, it takes bad things to happen for finally something good to be put in place that protects, drivers in a way. For the simple fact of we have no clue who we're picking up at all whatsoever, whatever fake names they used. They're not able to actually be tracked or traced at all whatsoever. But the riders have all of our information in the palm of their hand, and we are able to be tracked and traced. So if a driver did something, you best believe they're going to get found. Now, like I said, I strongly believe they should have been doing this for a long time, but hey, better late than never, I guess, really, right? It says both of the most popular rideshare companies, Uber and Lyft, have rules posted on their websites showing minors are not allowed to ride unattended, but as we all know, parents don't care. And it even says in here, with the permission of a 13-year-old's parent, we put both companies to the test in Orlando. So they actually tried to do this test. And for anybody that wants to read this whole thing themselves, I will link it in the description below. It said it took 13-year-old Noah just minutes to sign up for accounts and just minutes for his first ride to show up. We drove behind as he rode in an Uber from Lake Eola to Colonial Plaza. He was like, I'm really, and the driver said this, but the kid is what said it, to the news people. He said, the driver said, I'm really not supposed to pick up kids under 18, but he's like, it's not that far away, so I'm not going to just leave you. And you know what, guys? That may be, but it's not your responsibility to take on that risk of taking someone else's kids, okay? It's just not. Until it's not against Uber's and Lyft's term service, don't do it. All right, as soon as they fix that and it is allowed and we can pick up kids or something, which, I still don't like, but you better have a dash cam when that goes down, no matter what. If that ever comes through and you're actually allowed to pick up minors, please have a dash cam, because we all know kids lie, they can make up whatever, and you need to protect yourselves. But until that happens, guys, wait 5, cancel, collect, and drive. Get that easy money, because that is the easiest cancellation ever for the simple fact of you're not supposed to be doing it. And this is from, I guess, the state rep, Renee Placina. Sorry, I can't say her name right. Filed House Bill 657 aimed at forcing transportation network companies to follow their own rules. Which, like I said, guys, we know that's exactly what it is. They allow this to happen all the time. And a lot of drivers don't want to take the time to ID passengers, which is exactly what it says next. A lot of drivers aren't checking to see if they're minors or not. Oftentimes it's obvious they're minors, but they're offering them the rides anyways. And that is where the phrase, "the last driver let us do it," comes from, everybody. For those that didn't understand that, I don't know how many videos I've made of telling people, please don't pick up unaccompanied minors. Don't do it. It's not worth the risk. And still people are doing it each and every day. I guarantee you right now, as you're watching this video, a driver picked up a minor that they knew they weren't supposed to be. And it's a simple fact of, they don't ask for ID. They don't care. They just want to get that money because, let's face it, that's why you're doing Uber and Lyft, is to make some extra money. And you figure, hey, if they let them do it, then I'll just go ahead and take them. But I'm strongly telling you guys, please do not do it. It's not worth the risk at all. And it says, we believe there needs to be something in statute that has some accountability to it. So if you do choose as a company to transport minors, that there is some sort of parental notification. Like I said, I'd prefer not to pick up minors, but if Uber and Lyft are going to allow us to, well, then it's up to each individual driver to decide if that's what they want to do. It said both drivers who picked up Noah told us they would be open to more safeguards, noting it would protect drivers and the minors, which is exactly true. But I like the best thing of the entire fact of passengers providing real IDs to Uber, and that way there's an actual real name that we know is linked to that account, and hopefully any third-party rides would have to also be linked on that account, that this would definitely make it so people are held accountable, whether it was the actual account holder or someone authorized to use it. Because I'm sure a high percentage of rides taken each and every day are not from the account holder. And we all know how that goes. Something bad happens, they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't take it. I ordered it for so-and-so. And they could just make up whoever else's name out there and not give them up. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, the snitches get stitches, so they don't want to tell on them when they did something bad on their account. And it says, a Lyft spokesperson said, we've been in touch with representatives and are always open to engaging with lawmakers on legislation that impacts riders and drivers, as stated in Lyft's term of service. Unaccompanied minors are not permitted in a Lyft vehicle. Children are welcome to join adult passengers in a ride, but cannot ride alone. We send periodic reminders to drivers about this and other policies. And I will give Uber and Lyft credit for that, because they do send that out in everyone's app, probably at least once every other month. So all the drivers out there that say they don't know about this, that, oh, I didn't know I could pick up minors. Well, I know at least within the last couple years, you got to be lying, because before you turn on your app, you'd see it right there and it would be right there in your face. Now, pretty much it's just drivers not giving two craps, which, like I said, there are those guys out there that make the rest of us look bad and make it harder for the rest of us to sit there and say, hey, you can't do this. And then they bust out that line, the last driver let us do this, but which should really be irrelevant, because who gives a damn what that last driver did? All right? I don't care what he did. He let you eat in his car. You're in somebody else's car. No. No means no. Okay? And drivers, please, that's what you should be saying to them is no. No parent, no ride. No ID, no ride. And like I said before, this, obviously, they're trying to put this into place from what happened to the little girl in Orlando. And they do say, and it says, Uber claims 99% of their rides happen without any issues or incidents. And I don't know if it's that high, because as you can see all the things on YouTube, bad things do happen to drivers. They don't happen as often as the news likes to make it out, because let's face it, a lot of drivers out there have had thousands of rides and never had a bad thing happen. And I hope your streak continues and your luck holds out, because nobody deserves anything bad to happen to them, rider or driver, okay? But I don't care what the reasoning is for them wanting to put this into place. The fact that they might put this into place is what I'm happy about. So that way we have at least that little bit of extra security, because we sure as hell don't have people, we're not frisking people down when they get into our car. So we don't know who they are. We don't know what they're carrying. All we know is what's on the app. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually some crazy off-the-wall name or emoji or something like that. And what is that going to do? That is nothing. What are you going to do? Tell the cops that you were robbed by the devil? I mean, there's nothing else you could do about that. So if they implement this, this would be something I would definitely like to see go through, so that drivers could have a better peace of mind than knowing that even, besides the deterrent of having a dash cam, hopefully maybe the deterrent of these people will be held accountable for their actions inside your vehicle might just be the thing to keep them from acting up and keeping them in place, keeping them in line. Basically, that's what it is. All right, guys, like I said, if you agree with me, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. As always, check the description below for extra information and tips. You keep doing your thing, you get your money. Use that common sense. And until next time, guys, Uber on or don't. Peace out.